But the people, the 7,000 people believed in me. I am determined to help them because I see what they go through. And even if I can, just to a degree, be able to help and change their lives, I think I would have achieved quite a bit. And just to see them be happy, to live a better life, is far more satisfying than whatever amount of money I could have otherwise earned being in the corporate sector or running a business of my own. I'm going to go on talking about this because I think most of you would, at some point of time, enter the corporate world. Some of you may go on to becoming entrepreneurs. But at the end of it, I think we all need to remember that the majority of India lives in rural India, and we all need to be able to contribute whichever way. I'm not saying leave everything the way I did. Not practical, but with me, it's basically been I've let my heart rule over and sensitivity overpower me and move away from the worldly wise ways. Only because I believe in the people. And I think more than that, the fact that they all believe in me, probably more than I believe in myself, is what keeps me motivated, apart from the fact that I know I have the ability. I don't have the knowledge yet because this is not something I planned to do. I never wanted to get into politics, didn't even dream about it. But now that I'm here and I see what the grassroots problems are, I know with the limited knowledge I have, with the background that I have, especially with the education and the awareness which is lacking in the rural areas, I will to some extent be able to change things. And in fact, in the rural area, the amount of work that needs to be done is beyond just immense. Being from the corporate background, I was aware of the corporate social responsibility and thought I'd be able to tap the funds to support my projects. However, some of you might know, it's just been 8 months since I got elected. And in this short span of time already, I have noticed that most of the government officials and NGOs and even corporate sectors are not really out there. They're not sincere, not considerate, not interested in helping what happens to form the majority of our nation, that is the rural India. And we, again, when I speak of myself, which I don't really like to do, but I think one just needs to have faith in oneself. If you have the faith, the belief, the determination, and the focus, you can go on to do anything. And I can say that because I have a lot of hindrances. There is a lot of limitation in front of me. And in spite of that, because I believe in myself, because I believe in the goodness of people and what I aim at doing, I know I will be able to achieve it. It may take time, but I know I'll get there. Going back to the social responsibility and the fact that I haven't really been able to get much help, I'd like to reiterate what I think most of us are already aware of, that Mahatma Gandhi did want the panchayat to be strong. It is the very base of Indian politics, and I think his dream, he had a reason for it, essentially because 75+% of the population of India lives in the rural areas. However, his dream of Gram Swaraj is, and how the panchayat system today is there's a huge gap. It is nowhere close to that vision of his. And I, in some way or the other, whatever little way, I hope to, and I'm striving to be able to achieve that. Just to give you an example, in my village, the main priority for us was to source drinkable water and water for irrigation. And we realized that we needed to conserve rainwater. And then I, of course, tapped the doors of the government in the hope to have some scheme help us. Because our project entailed digging afresh an area which covers almost 100 acres, which was to be the water reservoir. And unfortunately, there was nobody who was willing to come to my help because under schemes like Narega, usage of machinery is prohibited. And that is ironic because when we look at the development in the urban area, we do use machinery constantly. And I don't understand why, when I question ministers and bureaucrats, nobody is able to answer my question that if you're using machinery in the urban areas, why are you not allowing usage of machinery to develop the rural areas? I did eventually get a minister to finally promised me that he would help me complete my projects before the beginning of monsoons. And I thought, great, I was in high spirits. But the execution at the end of the day is taken care of by the junior staff. The executive engineer is the one who executes the project. But it didn't come through. And with limited time in hand, I had no choice but to exhaust my hotel funds and seek help from my parents, my grandfather, and two of my dad's friends, the only outsider to have helped. And as I said earlier, I tapped NGOs and corporates, but nobody came to help.